Quincy's police and fire pensions are losing money. They're actually down by millions of dollars over the past year. Tonight, the Quincy City Council members got an overview of what's happening with the pension money after the state legislature required all fire and police pension boards to send money to a consolidated fund back in 2019. WGEM Shakayla McCamick joins us live outside City Hall with the numbers. Shakayla?
Yes, Daniel, all of Quincy's fire pension investments are now in the Illinois Firefighter Pension Fund and police in the Illinois Police Pension Fund. Tonight, we learned the Fire Pension Board sent $46 million to that fund in November and December of 2021. As of March 31st, it's worth $41 million. $5 million lost represents a 10% loss in 18 months. That pension's now worth 46. Police pension boards sent almost $48 million in March and April of 2022. That pension's now worth $46 million. $2 million lost represents a 4.4% loss in about 12 months. Quincy's treasurer believes one of the reasons both funds lost money is because of their investment strategy.
When we had the money, because we were considered a larger pension fund on both sides, we could invest the money at 65% equities, 35% fixed income. The police right now are investing at 58-42, and fire is investing at 65-35, but their long-range target is 55-45. Well, over time, the more money you have in stocks, the more money you're going to make.
Coming up tomorrow on Today, you'll hear what all this means for taxpayers. Live in Quincy, Shakayla McCamick, WGEM News.
Thanks, Shakayla. And you can find the other topics discussed in tonight's meeting on our website, WGEM.com.